everyone, I'm Lynn. Welcome back to Teagan's Guide to Terrafirmacraft, episode 2. In the last episode we made a few basic weapons and tools, and since then I've done a lot of exploring. Like I said last time, this is a nice location, but it's quite far south. Well, actually I was wrong, it's quite far north. Either way, it's quite far away from the equator. And that means the temperature is quite low, and this is going to affect us harvesting in crops. So I've been looking around, and one thing you want to do in Terrafirmacraft is walk around a lot. So I did walk around a lot, and I swam parts, and then I walked around some more, and swam a bit more, and walked around, and walked way back towards the equator, and marked all the interesting spots, because that's also something you'll want to do. Crossed an ocean here and found these nice islands. So if you look at all the things that I marked on my travels, things I don't want to pick up now because I have my limited inventory space, but I want to remember where they are in case I'm gonna need them later. And I will need things like pumpkins and garlic and gold and pigs and carrots, etc. So all of those things I've marked, and I've walked about 5 kilometers to where I think my new home will be. And the reason is, yes, so average biotemperature in this biome is 7 degrees. This is not too great for growing any crops. If we go back further south, further south towards the equator, you can see the average biome temperature is 23 degrees, which is a lot better. Oh, this is Celsius, by the way. That's a lot better for growing crops. Now, a few things to know. If you're gonna be living in Terrafirmacraft, you want to be near fresh water. And not just for drinking, but also for growing crops, because you can only grow crops at farmland near fresh water. And it has to be existing farmland, initially at least. You cannot just create farmland or add fresh water anywhere. It has to be the existing dirt that spawned in the world, because otherwise, if I just put a dirt block down here, it won't have any nutrients, unlike these blocks will. So, for farming, you want existing soil near existing fresh water, and this has plenty of fresh water for me to build a farm, build some crops. I also really like the chert rock that's in this area, the nice red rock. I might use that at some point for building a house. So yeah, I think this is going to be our home. Now, like I said, we have very limited inventory space. We don't have an easy way to make chests just yet. And even if you make a chest, you can't store everything in a chest. So be careful initially. These are things I picked up because my magnet mode is on. So I picked up some garnerite, some gold, but actually I can't use them right now. And they're basically just taking up inventory space. So if I'd done the same with all the other stuff I'd found, like the carrots, like the rice, like the apple tree, like whatever, I would have run out of inventory space really quickly. And yeah, so I've marked where they are, and you want to do the same in case you want to come back to them later. So for now, let's go back to the quest book and let's see what Teagan wants us to do next. And she wants us to chop wood. Now, unlike most Minecraft packs, this is not the first task, but we're now going to the point where we have to get 24 logs of any type of wood. We do have an axe, and the nice thing is, because we don't have things like a vein miner in here, but you don't need it, because Terrafirmacraft is a lot more realistic than most Minecrafts, and if you chop a tree down from the lowest block, you actually chop down the entire tree. Which makes sense, because the rest of the tree won't be supported without the lower block. So, breaking it, and we get all of the wood from the tree at once. This is ash log, so we'll try to get 24 blocks of ash log. And I think they were only stacked to 16, so I will need at least 2 inventory slots to keep them. And there we go. Just one? Did I really just get one log from that tree? Ah, that's cheap. Alright, let's go for a bigger tree. Now, so if I start chopping here, I'll get the ones above it, but not the ones below, because those will be happy standing here on the ground. You always want to chop the lowest block to get the whole tree. Now, if your axe breaks, you will only get part of the tree. Even if you chop the lowest block, you might get the top 4 or 5 blocks. Okay, so we have 17. We'll do this one. Now, you see the leaves disappear. You did not see me get any saplings. You can get saplings by breaking the leaves. You will not just get saplings from chopping down a tree. We have enough wood for this quest. I should probably read this. Cut down trees with the axe to get 24 logs. Don't go crazy here, you only need a bit of wood to start. If you can't find trees, look around for peat grass and use your shovel to dig up 8 peat. You can stack log piles by shift right clicking the ground with logs in hand. It will place a log pile that you can right click up to 15 more logs into. Only 4 log piles can have another pile placed on top. Don't worry about breaking the leaves or collecting saplings, right now it's all about getting through the first nights. You can go logging later when you have food and water on hand. Now what she's saying there is, let's see, where's the water? Where are we going to set up our base for now? That you can put these logs down as storage. And you don't put them in a chest, no, you put them down, you stack them down. So I'm going to shift, right click, and now you see this is a pile of log. If I right click with an empty hand, you can see it can hold up to 16 logs, and I can just get them out. If I right click them with another log, the log will go in there. Oh, so if it's not full, I can't shift right click on the, oh actually I can, because I just put one in there. Yeah, so this one is full, so therefore it can have another one on top. And this is how you stack the logs. So this is 24 logs, and if I take these out, it will just disappear. Put them all in there, we have the logs. So it's a nice way of storing logs initially, especially until you get to maybe better storage, but for now this is it. We should be looking at, oh, I'm getting 60 more of oak log, and the next quest is, yes, fire or a base. Now a base is really important. The night is coming, and with it hostile mobs. They won't spawn near you, but some distance away. If you're near the oceans, only half of the area around you can spawn mobs, greatly improving your chance of survival. If you stay near water the first night, you may not even see a single hostile mob. Now you can build a small shelter with logs, where you cannot make blanks yet. You cannot use grass or dirt nor cobblestone either, as gravel affects those blocks just like sand and gravel. If you don't have logs, you will find it very hard to protect yourself from mobs. Find a rock outcropping and use it as a back wall. Pumpkins can replace logs for walls, and with a little tinkering, ceilings as well. Clay is not affected as gravity, so you can dig yourself a hidey hole. And that may not be a bad idea, as it is getting dark, and I did see some clay over here. Well, I didn't see clay, I saw the flowers. And these flowers, the goldenrod, indicate clay, as we saw the previous time. So, oh crap, it's only 1 layer deep. Yeah, that's not so useful, because we can't dig through the rock just yet. Okay. Okay, so instead of shift right clicking, I'm gonna just right click. And I'm gonna put these logs down as a bit of shelter. It's gonna be pretty basic, pretty rudimentary, but it should be able to keep me safe. They should be able to get close to me while we wait for the night to pass in. For the rain, which is pretty loud, let's turn the weather down a notch. Okay, so we're waiting for the night to pass, and it seems I'm quite hungry, so I will have some food. I don't have any water right here, of course. Now, in case you have cheats enabled, which I do, you want to be careful though. Because even if I change time into day, the game will recognize it and will change my hunger accordingly. Huh. So, cheating may not be as useful as you think. Yeah, we got some friends over here. But they can't touch me. As long as my knife is not breaking, well, I can always make a new knife. I've got rocks and sticks, don't I? Oh, more. Hello. Well, I'm getting some experience from it at least. If it can reach me. So yeah, inventory space and blanks and chests, not so easy. In the next chapter, we'll probably learn how to make storage vessels, which are made from clay and which have to be baked before you can use them. So before we're there, we need to make sure that we don't overload our inventory. So I can get rid of some of these, like hickory saplings, maple saplings. I got some bone from, I don't know, from just walking around. And I'm guessing because I have my magnet mode on, that some skeletons died. Let's see, it seems quite safe now for me to exit. Let's do that. Grab the XP and... Ooh, that was an unhappy Enderman. He does not like the rain. Ah, they generally don't. You won't be able to get to me here. Okay, how much time before... Ooh, yeah, there he goes. The flashing lights of an Enderman in the rain. So romantic. Okay, how about we come back when the rain and, well, hopefully the rain stops, but at least when it turns day. Because this is going to be quite boring for you guys to watch. So, we'll be right back. Okay, well, it is day, but rain has turned into a thunderstorm. And unfortunately, that means that even when it's past 8 AM and you would expect it to be daylight, it's not daylight. And as you can see on the map around me, the bad guys are not despawning. So, I'm gonna stay here probably, well, for another day. Or I could try to cheat and, for the sake of YouTube, change it to daylight. Actually, I bookmarked this, or I waypointed this area as shelter. So we can get out of there, and we can quench our thirst. Waiting overnight in a shelter makes you thirsty. We can eat some food. Something you should see about the food is, okay, I think I may have mentioned this, the lower bar shows how much it is, so 70 ounces and 11 ounces. So, I will first eat this to save inventory space. Once it's gone, there we go. Alright, so we built a shelter. Well, sort of. Now we're gonna make a campfire. First you craft a fire starter with 2 sticks. Then you drop 3 sticks on the ground in your hut, and next you light the drop sticks with the fire starter to create a campfire. Hold the right mouse button with the fire starter in your hand on the sticks as many times as it takes to light it. Open the GUI and add 1 log to the campfire. I still have some logs, and I should still have some sticks. So, first a fire starter, and now, yeah, she said put it in my hut. Well, I could do it, but I won't. I have to turn off NEI. I'm going to drop 3 sticks on the ground and right click them with my fire starter. And there we go. We have a campfire. Now the campfire will stop burning at some point if you don't provide it logs. One thing we could do is create some torches. We put in sticks, and sticks turn into torches in the campfire. Let's put in another log. So torches, you say, we can light up the place and get rid of all the bad guys. Well, for a while, but torches in Terrafirmacraft don't have endless life. They will go out. So yes, we can use them for now, but at some point they will go out. I'll make a stack of oak logs here, by the way. Oh, we did a quest, good point. So, oh yes, don't walk through the campfire because you will actually get yourself on fire. We don't have, oh, we do have lights. So, oh, see, you will get yourself on fire. Yeah, so say as I do as I say, don't do as I do, right? At some point these torches will be extinguished. So that's also why I marked on my journey here all the areas where I found pumpkins. Because with pumpkins you make jack-o'-lantern, and jack-o'-lanterns do keep on burning forever. So we have a fire starter, we have some meat, ooh nice, and we have some torches. We get some jack-o'-lanterns. Place 8 sticks once at a time in the campfire to make 16 torches. Note, you can place your food in the campfire to cook it, but that isn't necessary unless it's meat. Watch your food cook, or it may burn away. Pull it out when it reaches rare or medium. It will show up next to the name of the food. The doneness only affects taste, so don't worry about that yet. Light the area in your hut as well. Torches extinguish after 48 hours. You can relight them with a lit torch. Oh, she gave us these for a reason. And my inventory is full. I will get rid of this magnetite. And I'm gonna cook the food if we still have enough heat. Otherwise, I'll pick up this log and put the log in here. So it's still cold, but temperature's going up, and at some point it should get warm, which I think you just saw happening. Yes, it's warm. It's still raw though. You can also watch the bar at the top. Temperature. Ah, now it's hot. So now it should start cooking. Just to be sure, put another log on the fire. Ah, see, it's cooked. It's rare. Ah, now it's medium rare. Now, you leave this in, it will burn. Yeah, you don't want it to burn. I need to get rid of some. I have a lot of clay. My inventory is really a mess. Now, these fire starters have a durability, and sometimes it takes a while for the fire to start, especially when we get to the point of making a kiln. Yeah, but they're quite easy to make. So I think that is actually the end of the first chapter. Getting started. All complete. Next is settling down. And as I thought, here we're gonna start molding the clay into vessels. Knapping the clay works the same as rock, yet reversed. Right click with at least 5 clay in your hand. Remove the sections on the UI square to form the pattern. So, 1 clay vessel, 1 clay jug, 4 clay bowls, and 1 clay saw mold. Alright. And then I forgot it already. A vessel, a jug, a bowl. So, any eyes, my friend? The vessel. We have to get rid of just the corners. So, get the clay in my hand and take out the 5 corners. And we have a vessel. Nice. I'm just gonna put that on the ground for now, because I don't have any inventory space left. I think we had to make a jug. It's slightly more complex, so remember this. 1, 3, and then a pattern like that. So let's see if I can remember that. I think it was this. Yes, and there we have a clay jug. No, I'm gonna have an issue because this quest book wants me to have all of them at the same time. Otherwise, it won't accept me having done the quest. I need inventory space for 4 items. So shift right click with an empty hand to pick them up again. This will come in useful later. Clay bowl and a clay soul mold. Clay bowl, and she wants us to make 4, and each recipe makes 2. That's nice. Sorry, not right clicking. The wood stacks. Let's take out some of the clay, and we have a clay bowl. And also in this case, I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter if it's exact. Oh, it does matter. Oh, yeah, wasted some clay there. 2 bowls, and finally this soul mold. Soul. And the soul is very important. Next episode, then we can make logs, wood planks instead of just using logs. So, no, that's wrong. One more out here. Yes. Oh, it's getting dark again. Let's go back to our shelter and claim the quest. Get more shelter and we get a survival appendix. Yay! What can I lose in my inventory? Actually, now that I have the quest completed, I can put these down until we need them next time. And that gives us some space in our inventory. Now, the survival appendix is really useful, and the book will refer to it a couple of times about how to build multi-block structures. That we will be making. So, next episode we'll be making a kiln, a pit kiln, to cook our unfired clay pottery into fired. We'll make a cellar at some point to store our food, so it doesn't rot. We can make a smoking rack, a drying rack, etc. Very useful book, and we'll definitely come to that in the next episode, because I think we're at the end of this one. So I'll just hide in here for a bit more, wait for the bad guys to show up, and I'll see you next time. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment, leave a like. Any suggestions, any questions, let me know. And until next time, bye bye.